Hi guys, and welcome to World of Tanks Review. I'm Buddy1927, and today, before we get into the review, there's one thing I want to make perfectly clear. These reviews are the reviews of the stats of the tank. I'm not making the stats up. I get the stats from over here in the game, and if I right-click on the gun, I get the stats of the gun right there. That's it. That's the only information I'm giving out. I go over how many crews it has. The mods I get are from right here, and I explain why I set the tank up this way. Not telling you that you have to set your tank up this way. And the pros and cons come from Wiki, World of Tanks, from Wargaming Wiki. And the pros and cons are right here in the World of Tanks Wiki. And the suggested equipment comes from right here, from World of Tanks Wiki. So the suggested equipment I gave you is all from that information right there. I'm not making any of this up, and I'm not telling you which ones you have to do. The skills and perks of my crews are the way I have it set up. You can set up your skills and perks any which way you want to. You can set up this tank any which way you want to. I'm not telling you how to set up or teaching you how to set up your tank. This is a review of the tank. That's all it is. It's not an instructional video on how to play the tank. Now, after the review, I give a game replay. And it's a replay. That's it. I'm not telling you how to drive your tank. I'm not telling you how to operate your tank. It's just a replay. That's it. Nothing more. So, with that said, there's one other thing I want to let you all know so people don't go crying. I am not an expert in World of Tanks. Never have been. Never will be. I'm an average player. I have over 13,000 battles underneath me. First 7,000 I belonged to a clan that did not help me, did not teach me anything. I was trying to learn this game by myself, and I did horribly. Then I joined in the clan I'm in now, and I went from a 32% hit ratio to a 63 plus hit ratio now. So I'm in a better clan. That's how it actually was helping teach me how to play this game. Then I also started researching a lot of stuff from World of Tanks Wiki, looking at training videos that they had on Wargaming, and so on, and I learned a lot there too. So, yes, my stats suck. I know they suck, and there's nothing I can do to get my win rate up other than what most of the purple and blue players do, which is reroll their stats. Reroll their account with Wargaming, and I'm not going to do that. I don't feel like doing it. I'm not going to do that. So for me to actually get my win rate up just by 0.1%, I would have to win 1,000 games. Because the first 7th, I mean, my win rate was at 38% when I joined this clan. And I already had over 7,000k battles on this tank. Now, I'm up to 45.97, almost to 46. And actually it was up to 46.5, but then I've been in a lot of pub matches where matchmaking was not my friend. And I'll give you an example. I was on a team that had no rating whatsoever, to some black players to some red players. And on the opposite team, you had 4 purple, 3 blue, and the rest were green. Good job matchmaking. That's the majority of how my matchmaking works. And right now the way the kids are playing, the teams I'm on, I have people that were behind me. Then all of a sudden there's 3 tanks in front of me. I look back, the 3 tanks that were behind me are now running away. So, yes, I've been on lousy teams. And I don't care about the WIN rating of anybody's. I've seen people that are purple do stupid stuff. I've seen people that are white that do great stuff. I'm just an average player showing you the review, giving you the information that World of Tanks gives you, that you can go look up yourselves. All I'm doing is making it into a video. So with that said, this is the IS-6, which is a Tier 8 heavy tank in the Russian line, which is their one of 3 premium tanks that they have. 3 premium tanks that they have is the Churchill 3, which is a Tier 5. They have a KV-5, which I did my last review on, and they got the IS-6. Now the Churchill is a Tier 5, so you won't earn as much experience as a Tier 8 tank would. So it's a great. The Churchill 3, in my opinion, is a great tank if you're in the lower half of the line, but I would recommend getting either the IS-6 or the KV-5 if you're planning on going all the way up to Tier 10 like I have with my IS-4. So and I did say I was going to compare the KV-5 to the IS-6, and there's a reason why. If you take a look at the IS-6, I mean, take a look at the IS-6, it has a crew of 4. Okay? And if you're going down the IS line, the IS-7, which being the Tier 10, has a crew of 5, which they actually have a radio operator. So if I have the IS-6 and decide to put my my IS-7 crew in here, my radio man doesn't have a slot because the radio operator is also the commander in this tank. So I won't be able to grind my radio operator. Now, let's hop over to the KV-5. Here's the difference. Here's one of the differences of the KV-5. It has a crew of 6, so I can take my IS-7 crew and put it into this tank, and my radio operator will train. You can, for the 6 crew, you can just put a stock KV-5 crew member on here, or another tank on here. It's up to you. Another crew member from another tank. It's up to you. But that's one difference. If you're going down to get the IS-7, I would recommend getting this tank because it has a crew of 6, which the IS-7 has a crew of 4. So IS-7 has a crew of 5. So that way your whole crew could be trained and get the same experience together compared to just the IS-6, which only has 4 crew members. Okay? Now, there's another difference between the KV-5 and the IS-6. The IS-6 has 1,550 hit points compared to 1,780 hit points. Okay? The armor on the KV-5 is 180, 150, 140, and that's both the hull and the turret. The IS-6 has 100, 160 on the hull, 150, 150, and 100 on there. So the KV-5 has more armor, but the KV-5 also has more weak points compared to the IS-6. And let's just go ahead and go over the guns. This is the gun for the IS-6, and this is the gun for the KV-5. KV-5 has a 107 caliber gun compared to the 122 caliber gun. Rate of fire on there is 7 compared to 5.13, so the KV-5 has a higher fire rate. Now for average pin, it's 167, 219, and 54 on the KV-5 compared to 175, 217, and 61. So the guns AP, it does a little bit better than gold rounds, about the same, and about the same for heat. Now the average damage, 300, 300 on the KV-5 compared to, and 360 compared to 390, 390, and 530. So the IS-6 does more damage. Accuracy, 4.3 at 100 meters for the KV5 compared to the 4.46 at 100 meters. So the KV5 gun is a little bit more accurate. Aiming time 2.19 KV5, 3.4 aiming time on the IS-6. So aiming time is better on the KV5. They both carry AP, APCR, and HE. So there's the other difference. Now, the biggest difference between these two, the KV5 has a large profile with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major weak spots on this tank compared to the IS-6. A much lower profile, more angles, and the turret is a lot lower and more rounded. So there's the other big difference. You have one major weak spot in the front, and if you're a good shot, maybe the cupolas have a lot lower profile, and if you're a good shot, maybe you can hit them. So that's a big difference. And it also depends on your playstyle. So for right now, let's go over the stats of this tank, and let me blow them up for you. Okay, we have 1,550 hit points. We have 700 horsepower, 35 kilometers per hour top speed. Traverse speed is 26 degrees per second, which is about average for a heavy tank. Again, the hull is 100, 160. The turret is 150, 150, and 100. Rate of fire, well, we'll go over the gun in more detail. The traverse speed of the turret is 24 degrees per second. Base view range is 350, and base signal range is 440. So that's the stats on the tank. Let's go ahead and talk about the gun, and let me blow that up so you can see that a lot easier. It's the same thing, all I do is enlarge the information. This is gun 122 mm D30. It's a 122 caliber gun. Rate of fire is 513. Its average pin is 175, 217, and 61, 390, 390, and 530 on the damage. Accuracy sucks at 0.46 at 100 meters. Aiming time also sucks at 3.4 seconds. And this is the gun only available for the IS-6. Has AP, APCR, and HE rounds. So that's one of the gun has a bigger punch, but it's not as accurate, and it takes a long time for the aiming to actually get on there. Okay, let's take a look at what World of Tanks Wikipedia says, and as you can see, this is the official Wargaming wiki for World of Tanks. The pros on this is the second damage per minute of the Tier 8 premium heavies after the KV5, in addition to a good alpha damage. It has preferred matchmaking, which you can only get up to Tier 9 if you're platooning if you're not in a platoon. But if you're in a platoon, you can get to Tier 10s. Thick, well-angled armor for the front and sides, which is good. Decent mobility for a Tier 8 premium heavy tank, especially compared to the low, which is the Tier 8 premium heavy tank in the German line. Crew slots match all of the IS heavies except for the IS-7. So if you're going down the IS line until you get to the IS-7, this is a good place to help grind up your crews. Now the cons on this thing: low ammunition capacity, expensive ammunition, very weak driver's hatch and turret front, terrible gun accuracy and aiming time. Crew slots do not match those of the IS-7 and does not include a radio operator, making it incomplete with the KV heavy line of tanks. Now, the equipment that they suggest for this tank is the vertical stabilizer, gun rammer, enhanced gun lane drive, improved ventilation, and the toolbox. So that's what World of Tanks wiki suggests, and as you can see, the other comparison is depending on what heavy line you are going down, and this is another comparison compared to the KV5. This is perfect if you're going down the IS line until you get to IS7. If you're going down the KV line, it is actually better to get the KV5. And this, in case you do decide you want to get the IS7, you might want to also get the KV5, just because it can handle your whole crew from the IS7. Now, I can put my IS4 crew in here and not have to worry because my IS4 has a crew of 4. As you can see. So, that's how the equipment I use on this is gun rammer, because it lessens my reload time by 10 seconds. Because of the aiming time sucks on this thing, I use the enhanced gun lane drive to help decrease the aiming time, or actually help increase the aiming speed. And I put vents on here, which gives me a +5 to the cruise. That's why I have done it. I'm not recommending that you do this. This is all I recommend for you to do. And depending on what tank, you can use any setup that you have. This is my crew for the IS crew. And right now they're at about 36% on their second perk. So, and that's as high up as the IS line I have gone so far as the IS. Now the gun, this is how the tank comes equipped. Comes with a Tier 8 gun, which we went over, Tier 8 turret, Tier 7 radio, Tier 9 engine, and a Tier 8 set of suspension. So, that's the tank in a nutshell. I have a replay of this tank. Not a teaching lesson on how to play this tank, but just a plain replay of this tank. So let's take a look at the clip. I will see you all on the other side. Hi guys, and welcome to World of Tanks Replay. I'm Buddy1927, and today I'm in my IS-6 Tier 8 Premium Heavy Tank in the Russian line. The map we're on is Forts, and this is a Tier 9 battle, standard battle. So, as this tank goes into action, just watch. This is just a replay. I'm not going to say anything else other than this is not an instructional video on how to play this tank. It's just a simple replay.
Shit. Enemy is hit. Vision device is damaged. Gunner is dead. They're knocked out. Enemy armor is hit.
And as you can see, that definitely was a victory. I made no comments while the tank was in the replay, so nobody can say this was an instructional video. Now, overall, I got tank of third class. Whoopee. According to XVM, I shot 9 times with 6 direct hits for a 66.67% hit ratio. Take a look at the team score. Team score, I came 4th overall with 1,543 and 1 kill. The E75 did 2,633 with 1 kill. The T25-2 did 2,310 with 1 kill. And the Odrix 704 did 2,171 with 2 kills. The ST1 on the other side, STA1, 2,776 and 2 kills. IS6 on the other team did 2,206 and 2 kills. So he actually had a better game than I did. Let's take a look at the final score tally. Shot a total of 9 times with 6 direct hits, 5 penetration for 1,543. I received a total of 5 hits, 3 penetration, 2 non-penetration, and 1 splash damage. Armor blocked, 1,000 blocked by armor. I hit 4 tanks, destroyed 1. I got a 99 for assistance, and base capture points 46. After ammunition and vehicle repair, 44,288 credits. 991 times 2 plus 99 for being in a premium vehicle, 2,081. So that's the replay of the IS-6. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like us on YouTube. If you have any comments about this video, please leave your comments down below on my YouTube page. And if you haven't done yet, subscribe to my channel. That way you know when the latest videos I do come out. Now, the IS-6 is a good premium tank for the KV, for the IS line until you get to IS-7, but it is good for the IS-4. So it's up to you which one you prefer. You can get the Churchill 3, the KV-5, or the IS-6. It's up to you. So thank you all for watching, and do me a favor, be safe on the battlefield and save some tanks on the battlefield for me. You all have a good day.